charismatic kind of figure guy like that. The satanic cults seem to be more or less like your evil type demon cults, and satanic cults everyone seems to be more or less on the same page, and then there's like a priest or something, but he's not really any more in authority than anybody else. It's just he just does all the rituals or whatever, and he's adept at it. So it's kind of a different hierarchy when you get into that kind of like the demon shit as opposed to like another kind of religion.
Yeah. I mean, just like I said, I think one of the scariest things is that these people, whether it's they're looking for a purpose, they're lost, they're looking for something to believe in, maybe mentally ill, that they're susceptible to these cult leaders and will follow them most of the time to death. That's scary when you have a person that can amass, so many followers. And I mean, no different than what we've seen, in wars or something, where one guy rises to power, he has a rhetoric or an edict or a philosophy, he puts that out there, people start following him, and then things start happening. And it's just scary that a single person can have that much power over so many others.
Well, for a short time, like in the 60s and 70s, there was this little window where Anton LaVey and the Church of Satan were really popular things. It was like the new hip thing, and people like Jane Mansfield and like Sammy Davis Jr. were like honorary members of the Church of Satan. They had their pictures taken with Anton LaVey, and it was like Satanism became like this hip, like alternative religion, like back then for a little while. And then, like, through the 70s, and probably through horror movies and shit, it became this more fearful thing. Like, there are these underground, like, evil, little sects, like, all over the country that are kidnapping people and sacrificing.
They meet in dark hidden rooms in somebody's giant mansion.
Yeah, with a goat mask on and, like, a baby they're eating or something.
Yeah, I mean, even now, I saw from New York Comic Con they released the trailer for The Runaways, the new Marvel show, The Runaways, which will be on Hulu. And
I saw that. I didn't see the trailer. I saw the clip. I saw the article within it.
Yeah, so I watched the trailer, and I mean, we know the story of the Runaways. They're children of villains, and they run away. But there's a lot of cult tones to that. They actually show the villains, the parents, in a secret room. There's like a temple underneath this house, and they're in the secret room, and they're sacrificing this girl, and they've got the robes on, and the whole kit and caboodle. Somebody, that's what there's been a lot of movies, and that's where I got into like secret societies. There's so many movies with those like secret societies. I mean, Hellfire Club has been while we know the Hellfire Club from X-Men, there was actually a Hellfire Club. There was this known Hellfire Club in England, long time ago.
That was the Golden Dawn or whatever it was with Aleister Crowley had his people too.
Yeah. I mean, there's even...
Crowley was a member of the Hellfire Club, if I remember correctly. He was actually part of that.
Yeah. I mean, there's even theories out there that Jack the Ripper was the hitman for a secret society made up of nobles in London.
Weird choice of hits, though. Why would they want to hit prostitutes?
Well, if you think about it, the prostitute had sex with one of the high nobles. They didn't want that to get out to the public that a high noble-born person was having sex with a prostitute. So Jack the Ripper goes in. But then Johnny Depp shows up, and Johnny Depp is trying to uncover it, and we find out it's Ian Holm, and that he didn't kill Heather Graham, it was Heather Graham. He didn't kill Heather Graham. Heather Graham ended up living, but then Johnny Depp overdosed in an opium den.
And then Christopher Lee cleaned his teeth for him.
Yes.
At the
end. I like that movie. I don't care what people say. I liked From Hell.
Charlie, it was okay.
Oh, no. I'm talking about From Hell. The movie From Hell.
From Hell, yeah. That's a decent movie. I thought Charlie and the Chocolate Factory was alright.
I don't mind Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Licorice. Look at this. Gum.
Christopher Lee's in it.
Anything with Christopher Lee, even if he's on screen for like 2 minutes, Sleepy Hollow. He was in Sleepy Hollow for like 2 minutes at the very beginning, but it was just like great. This is fantastic. Any role you put Christopher Lee in. I mean,
Martin Landau was in that too. It's another guy from that kind of era.
And that bastard, Jeffrey Jones, I think his name is, the principal from Ferris Bueller.
Okay.
Fucking douche.
How does that guy still gets jobs, man? That's crazy.
Fucking douche, dude. That dude shouldn't get anything.
I mean, like today, like it's weird how times change, because like that's somebody that gets accused of these kind of weird crimes, they can't get a job again today.
Shoot, Wesley Snipes was away for tax evasion. He's back in the limelight and making great roles and shit like that. It's the Illuminati, man. It's the Illuminati. It's like in the Cleveland. Hey, it's like in the Cleveland show. You had the hip hop Illuminati, and it's like, wait, they're like, I'm Will.I.am. Wait, you ain't Wyclef? I thought you were Wyclef. It was Will.I.am, it was Questlove, it was Nicki Minaj, Bruno Mars, and Kenny West, and everybody. Bruno, they look at Bruno Mars like, you're just happy to be here, aren't you? He's like, yeah, I'm very happy to be here. It's like, excuse me, question mark love, it's Questlove. That question mark's a quest. What you talking about? God, I love it. The Cleveland show was I love the Cleveland show.
That was just on when I came in here.
God, that was a great show. Funnier than Family Guy. Always. But Secret Societies, The Bones, which, say what you will about that movie. Anything with a cult, I mean, especially when you don't know it at the beginning of the film and it turns out at the end that it's all been this, like, machination of a secret society or, like, a cult or something like that. Just makes it even better because it's for the greater good.
Well, you also got like your literature cults, like the Lovecraft cults and the Cthulhu cults. The cults have been pretty prominent in horror literature and movies for forever, really.
For that same reason that I said, is that you have one guy who can just manipulate millions of people.
Well, it's scary because it's like those kind of movies. It's like you got to watch it back because like everybody's involved. You don't know who's involved, and so it's like these secret cults. Like it's like everybody's watching it. You gotta grow eyes in the back of your head.
It's like somebody walks up to you, whispers in your ear, "Hail Hydra."
Hydra, another sort of a cult. They're more of a militaristic
cult. Well,
organization.
Cult. Well, it's still a militaristic cult. Hail Hydra. I mean, that's.
Well,
in the Marvel world,
profound prophecy of vision or whatever that they want to rule the world.
But I mean, anybody in the Marvel universe, it's kind of like somebody you don't know who's Hydra. It's like nobody knew who was a Skrull. Everybody was. Are you a Skrull? No, you're a Skrull. Who's a Skrull? We're all Skrulls. There you go. Everybody's a goddamn Skrull.
And there's cows that are Skrulls.
I love the Skrull cows, though. Those are nice Skrulls. Who's taking care? With Reed Richards being out rebuilding the multiverse, who's watching the Skrull cows? Who's taking care of them?
I think that they got I think they were killed or something. There's some kind of they revisited the Skrull cows at one point. I thought they got killed or something.
Something like that. Then there was the devil cow. Hell cow.
Hell cow. Yeah, I've got that Howard book or something.
I got that one, the one where Dracula fed off a cow and it became
the vampire cow.
But cults are a scary thing in movies. They've been all over the place. Like we were talking, like Hot Fuzz had a cult at the end.
Well, I was saying they just go to me like the Harry Potter, like the evil,
the Death Eaters.
Yeah, they're kind of they're cultish, and then you got. I consider Texas Chainsaw a cult movie because even though they're a family. I mean, they all they're this tight knit secret group, and they're cannibals, but they all say the Saw is family. They all like kind of worship the chainsaw and all that.
Yeah.
But so I mean that kind of applies too. I think in a way.
Yeah.
Maybe not the first one so much. More the second one. I'm thinking of. They're more of a.
Even now, you've got two right now. You've got the current season of American Horror Story is, of course, American Horror Story Cult, which is dealing with cults. And then we just had, I haven't watched it yet, but we just got the release of The Cult of Chucky.
Yeah, I saw Garabedian talking about it. He's all excited for it.
Well, of course, he would
also, one of our favorite movies, The Witch, involves a witch's coven.
Yeah.
in the woods.
Yep. Who did I just see? Was it Mike Mignola that just talked about how great that film was?
Yeah, I comment. I just watched it like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it, and I said I'm going to watch The Witch, and then I told you I was watching it.
It's a great film.
It is, and it gets better every time I notice new things in it every time I watch it, and it's really good.
Yeah, because you were watching The Witch. You were like, I'm watching The Witch, and I was watching something else. I forget what I said I was watching. I don't remember. What was I watching?
That was a Columbo episode.
Was I watching Columbo? I don't know. I am so excited. I am so excited because I've got Kolchak. I've got Kolchak, the Night Stalker coming, the full series, and I've got the complete movie collection of Kojak on the way.
There's only 20 episodes of Kolchak, right?
Yeah, something like that. And then
I've got 19 of them. I'm missing the vampire. That's the only one I'm missing, and they took it off of is it MeTV or Heroes? I don't remember which one. But they took it off. They're not running it right now, so I'm missing one episode.
Yeah, so I'm getting that full season because it was only the wife had she was buying some stuff from Walmart, and I was like, can you buy me these? And they were only like $20 each. She's like, yeah, I'll go and buy them for you. So I'm getting the complete series of Kolchak the Night Stalker starring Darren McGavin, which will be a great thing to watch on Halloween. Some good old Kolchak the Night Stalker. And then
we could do our own messenger commentaries on Kogas. We could watch this. The only one I don't have is episode 2.
Oh, I would love to do that. Yeah, definitely. Do some Kolchak freaking commentaries. And then I'm getting the TV movies of Kojak, the night of Kojak with Telly Savalas.
Yeah, I found out Kojak is on, there's another channel called the Justice Channel. I don't know what that means. And then it's also called Cozy TV or some shit, and it's on my cable. And they show, like, Kojak and, like, Emergency and a few other cop shows. And they also show the Munsters every night. I watch the Munsters every night now, too, because the Munsters started running.
I saw that, and you know, how did they give birth to a vampire and a Frankenstein's monster give birth to a werewolf?
Exactly. My theory is that Lily Munster can turn into a wolf, and she did that, and Herman banged her, and they gave birth to a werewolf. She turned into like that big wolf beast from the Dracula movie.
It's got to be. I mean,
what other explanation would wolf DNA be introduced into the conception? How else could that happen? It would have to be that.
So I'm getting the 8 TV movies of Kojak starring Telly Savalas from 1973 to 1990.
Going to the modern day. The 80s and 90s ones would be funny because it's like anytime they have any kind of tech from that era and they talk about it, it's hysterical. That's what got me started. I hadn't watched Murder, She Wrote when it was on. I remember when it was on like regularly, and I was like, oh man, I don't know, what a lame show. And then, but later on, I got intrigued watching Murder, She Wrote because I was watching an episode where JB is they're talking about computers, and it's like computers of that, like from 80 whatever, when computers were just like the first home computers were coming out. And there's an episode where Jessica Fletcher is trying to figure out how to use like a word processor or something, and it's just so funny. Like the tech expert, like the terminology they use, it's hysterical. And that's actually I was like, I got to start watching more of these because they're so dated. It's funny. You know,
on Walmart.com right now, the complete series of the Munsters is only $32.
Really?
Yeah.
All seasons?
All seasons. Now, if you want the complete series of Emergency, that's going to cost you $100.
Damn. I don't like Emergency as much. I do like Police Story. That one's pretty good. They have the old ones with Dennis Weaver, and then there's some pretty good ones. And it's like a gritty 70s detective show. It's kind of like the Hill Street Blues of the 70s, and it's pretty funny too. And oh man, not politically correct at all.
Hey, you can get
it's still on the air. I can't believe anybody's airing it.
Hey, you can get seasons 1 and 2 of the Waltons for $18.
Awesome.
Or
I remember a weird like Halloween episode of the Waltons when I was a kid. I can't remember. It was like a weird like spooky episode of the Waltons.